So I'm going to start telling you guys a little bit what entrepreneurship is like. And there are a lot of lessons that I want you guys to learn from me and through me. But one of the big ones with entrepreneurship is recognizing that you're, by definition, going to be facing challenges over and over and over again. And it's up to you to figure out what are you going to do when you face those challenges. Do you face them alone? Do you have a team that supports you? Do you have a partial team where people are helping you some of the time? Do you leverage experts? Do you talk to other people who aren't in the field of expertise? Do you keep records? Do you do a lot of planning? Do you break things down? Or do you just wing it and figure it out as you go? But perhaps even more importantly, how do you feel as you're doing all of these things? Because the thing about challenges is that a lot of people crumble when they face them. And sometimes it's one really, really big challenge that they just can't get over. And other times it's death by 1,000 cuts. And with entrepreneurship, it's both, usually. And sometimes you know what it is, what the challenges are, and other times you don't. Sometimes you don't even realize it's there or don't figure out it's a challenge until the end. And sometimes it's too late. But the thing about being an entrepreneur is that if you're really an entrepreneur and you want to continue being an entrepreneur, you have to keep going. And there's this quote that my business coaching program uses all the time, and it has roots in a very, very wise woman. And the quote is, "Just keep swimming." And if you know where that quote comes from, then you'll know the beauty of the wisdom that is in it. And you'll know that sometimes what you need is a little bit of memory loss. And that's the thing about trauma and tragedy and challenges, is that as time goes on, you naturally start to forget about how hard they were, about all the struggles that you went through. And there's actually a phenomenon that happens as you get generations removed from things. And if you look at major issues like the Great Depression or wars or a global pandemic, what you'll see is that people freak out a lot during the time, and then as time gets further and further away, the next generation freaks out and cares less, the next generation freaks out and cares less, and then eventually people don't care about it at all. That's because time has passed and memories have faded, and there aren't as many people around to tell you about how it was right when it happened and how bad it was. People in front of you to tell you about the struggles, and you can see the pain and suffering in their eyes. So, with that being said, I don't have any plans for this series other than what I've just said, but we'll let this one be the intro video and we'll go from there. Maybe I'll just do one of these, maybe I'll end up doing thousands of these. And guess what? They'll probably change over time, because the times change, I change, what I care about, what I want to talk about changes, what you guys need to hear changes. There's a lot of factors. And as an entrepreneur, that's what you do. You take all the factors and all of the knowledge that you have and all the tools and all the people, all the resources at your disposal, and you optimize and try and find the best solution going forward. But most importantly, you keep your head up and you face your challenges head on, regardless of how hard it is. But of course, one of the key things that I know and have known internally for a very long time is an extremely important part about entrepreneurship is asking for help. And asking for help in a sustainable way, and sometimes in an unsustainable way. Sometimes it's, hey, I need your help for this short period of time. I know it's not ideal. I know I'm asking a lot, but I could really use the help. And then the difference between entrepreneurship and a long-lasting business or a long-lasting human is a sustainable aspect, which is a fancy word for saying that it can sustain, it can go on, it has endurance, it can last for a long time, forever. Ideally, it's self-sustainable. Or is that ideal? I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe we'll talk about that some other time.